first video I want to look at is called How You Die on Every Planet. It is a video by The Paint Story, and I like videos like this. That is, I think the first one who did it was Salmonella. That's a different channel if you don't know about it. And then there's another channel called Good Enough. But yeah, so this is a video that I've been wanting to look at, and I just haven't had the time, and I thought I'll look at it on stream. So it's a 7-minute video, not that long. Let's try to get through it because I love space facts personally. I'm someone who grew up like watching Discovery Channel, Animal Planet, etc. And it used to be a big problem because when I used to eat, I used to like to watch Discovery Channel, and the timing was so perfect that as during lunchtime, the show that would be on Discovery Channel was Man vs. Wild featuring Bear Grylls. And if you know anything about Bear Grylls, that show had stuff. I remember one specific scenario when I was sitting down to eat my lunch, and so I turned on like Discovery Channel on the TV, and as I was eating, Bear Grylls has a lot of episodes where he eats like big worms, okay, and he eats them in a way which is the worst possible way to eat it. He basically open mouth chews it. By that I mean he goes, he puts a big fat worm in his mouth, and he goes, and he just explodes into the camera. Okay, and this is right when my mom is standing there, giving me my plate for lunch. I'm like, and she looks at the TV. She looks at me. She looks at the TV. She looks at me. She's like, "This is what you watch while you're eating." So yeah, so I grew up on like Man vs. Wild, Ancient Aliens. Arrest me. Okay, Ancient Aliens. I know it's all conspiracy, but conspiracy theories are fun to watch. Okay, they're fun to watch. It's not my fault that they're not true. So yeah, that's what I grew up on. So videos like this, even now, even if I know all the facts in them, just the way they're presented is fun to watch, I think. Okay, anyway, How You Died on Every Planet, The Paint Story.
Mercury is the closest
right off the bat.
Because of its thin exosphere, it cannot retain heat, leading to extreme temperature fluctuations.
True.
Daytime temperature around 430 degrees Celsius.
It's insane. It's insane how. Okay, we'll talk about it. If he brings up Earth, we'll talk about it.
Temperature drops to minus 180 degrees Celsius. The absence of a proper atmosphere means
because it's
temperature Mercury
because only the one face of the planet is facing the sun, right?
It cannot retain heat, leading to extreme temperature fluctuations. Daytime temperature around 430 degrees Celsius. Nighttime temperature drops to minus 180
pretty
degrees
much.
Celsius. The absence of a proper atmosphere means there's no protection from solar radiation and no.
So there's a thin line where you have the temperature where you can survive. Maybe.
Covered in craters, cliffs, and rough terrain, making landing extremely difficult. Because of the planet's low air resistance, slowing down a spacecraft is a major challenge.
True.
Descent would have to be careful.
True, because air resistance and drag plays a big role in landing aircraft. Right? Even on Earth, we take advantage of air resistance and air drag to slow down descent when we are landing like space pods on Earth, and we make use of it in a lot of other ways. For example, burning garbage. Like a lot of the times when a satellite is out of commission and we don't know what to do with it, you pre-install a trajectory in which it basically is gravity, right? As it slows down its movement around the Earth, it basically slows down, and it slowly comes into Earth's atmosphere, where because of air drag and air resistance, the temperature goes up and it basically just evaporates while it's entering Earth. So a lot of the times you might see a shooting star that is going downwards. That is something burning from the sky.
controlled to avoid a crash. NASA spacesuits can handle temperatures up to 121 degrees Celsius, but Mercury's surface exceeds that by more than 3 times.
True.
At night, it's
Designing spacesuits is a task. I think the recent one, I think SpaceX one was given. No, not SpaceX one. Which one was it? Artemis project. Artemis project. I think it was given to Prada. I think. I need to check this. I need to fact check this. Artemis project. NASA suit. Axiom extra vehicle. Yeah, that will be Prada. They commissioned Prada to design the suit.
colder than their operational limit of minus 157 degrees Celsius. The only moderately survivable area is the terminator zone, the boundary between day and night.
Very
where
thin
temperatures are
strip.
Slightly less extreme. However, even there, conditions fluctuate too rapidly
Yeah.
for safe human activity. Venus is often called Earth's twin due
True.
to its similar size and gravity. However, it is one of the most hostile planets in the solar system.
Fun fact, I mean, everybody pretty much knows this at this point, that Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. It's not Mercury, because Mercury does not have an atmosphere to hold the heat, whereas Venus has too dense of an atmosphere to for the heat to escape. It's basically like a closed oven. It's all like radiation inside cooking up the planet.
The planet's thick yellow clouds are composed of sulfuric acid.
Yeah,
which is
sulfuric
highly
acid, yeah.
corrosive and toxic. The surface temperature reaches 450 degrees Celsius, hotter than Mercury, due
Yep.
to the runaway greenhouse effect caused by its dense atmosphere of carbon dioxide. Atmospheric pressure on
So if we to people who don't care about climate change, I mean not now, but in thousands of years, this is what Earth could become. Runaway greenhouse effects. This is like the extreme example of what Earth could become, basically.
Venus is about 92 bars, which is equivalent to the pressure found 900 meters underwater on Earth. No human or spacecraft could survive long under these
True.
conditions.
I think we have tried to send probes, I think, a couple of times, but every single time they haven't survived more than a few minutes, I think. Venus, NASA probes. Send numerous probes. 1960s to 2030. Yeah, we have sent a couple of probes. And how long did this survive? How would I know? How long did this survive? Venus exploration. Let's go to this. It fought. Oh, that one fought. I thought that was like a couple of missions, like 40 missions. Interesting. See, all of them like failure, success first. I think it's the first phase or something. Look at all these failures, dude. All these are successes. But these are like flyby and lander, orbiter, probes. Pioneer, Venus 1 probe. Like data descend to Mars, because as soon as they reach the surface, I think for the surface for 67.5 minutes. That's like a little over an hour. That's how long a probe can survive. Because Venus is brutal place. Let's see how long it survive. 42 minutes. That's not even an hour. That's how insane the atmosphere around Venus is.
crushed. Visibility near the surface is extremely poor. Only about 10% of sunlight reaches the ground.
Yeah, pretty
giving
much.
the planet a dim orange glow. The dense air makes movement difficult, and even advanced pressure suits would fail within seconds. The combination of extreme pressure, heat, and acid rain makes Venus the deadliest planet for human exploration.
Think about it, right? Even like robots, with the best of our technology, cannot survive for more than 40 to 60 minutes. There's no way a human is going to survive those conditions.
Mars is considered the most potentially habitable planet
True.
after Earth.
There's a theory that Mars used to be like Earth and had water and atmosphere. I mean, there's like some substantial proof recently that Mars did have water. So, and there are talks about like what is it called, terraforming Mars to kind of colonize it. And whenever the topic's brought up, my idea is, you know what? Great idea. Why don't we do that with Earth first? Let's terraform Earth. Let's like because what are you talking about, right? You're talking about an arid land which you're trying to make habitable with the use of technology, right? So essentially, what you're trying to do is fix global warming. So why you can't do that? Climate change. Do that on Earth, please. Do that on Earth first.
Atmosphere, mainly composed of
Because anyone who talks about terraforming Mars and does not care about climate change, my immediate thought is, oh, you don't care about habitability. You don't care about habitability. You care about the minerals on Mars. You want to go there and do business. You want to like mine resources. So you have that business in there. You don't have the survivability of humanity in your mind.
carbon dioxide with trace amounts of nitrogen and argon. Daytime temperature can reach 20 degrees Celsius. Nighttime temperature can fall to minus 130 degrees Celsius.
True.
Due to the low air pressure, liquid water cannot exist for long on the surface. Radiation exposure on Mars is 40 to 50 times higher than on Earth
Yeah.
because of the weak atmosphere and lack of a magnetic field.
True.
Dust storms are frequent and sometimes cover the entire planet for weeks. Wind speeds can reach 100 kilometers per hour, which can damage equipment and solar panels. Despite
Mm-hmm.
the challenges, Mars remains the most viable candidate for future human settlement. It has water ice at the poles, possible underground reserves, and soil that may support agriculture with
True.
proper technology. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system with a diameter of
And Jupiter scares me, dude. Anything that vast scares me. It's just remember the first time I went to the beach and looked at the ocean. Um the problem is I think the vastness is scary to me because I don't know what's in it. Right? I don't know what's under the surface of this thing, this stardust thing. I don't know what's under the ocean. So it's just me not knowing is what I don't like.
143,000 kilometers. It is a gas giant with no solid surface. The upper layers are composed mainly of hydrogen and helium. Radiation around Jupiter is intense, lethal to humans and even to most spacecraft electronics.
Yep.
Its magnetic field is 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. Jupiter's
Yo.
gravity is 2.4 times that of Earth. Making
And both of those things, the gravity and the magnetic field, come into play because Jupiter plays a very important role um, in kind of protecting Earth, because a lot of the times a lot of asteroids that would hit Earth get deviated off course because of Jupiter, because of its gravity. It basically acts like a big sinkhole in space, big gravity sinkhole. So, for example, let's say this is Jupiter, and there's an asteroid is traveling to Earth. So as soon as it comes to Jupiter, because of the gravity, it gets deviated. Right? It acts like a slingshot. So it does that, but a lot of the times it also takes, like, let's say asteroid is going like this, it acts like a redirection towards Earth. But so far it's been for our benefit, and so thankfully we haven't been sniped by anything yet.
descent extremely dangerous. At the upper atmosphere, temperatures are around minus 150 degrees Celsius, and winds can reach.
Also, apparently, the red storm is this is the red dot. That is a storm, because it's a gaseous planet. That's not like a mountain or anything. That's like a full-on storm that has been going around for so many years, and the reason it's still going on is because there's nothing to interrupt it. Right? For example, if anything happens on Earth, the reason it breaks away is because there is something to interrupt it. There is like air resistance. There are like surface irregularities. There are like mountains and valleys and stuff. There's nothing to stop this storm. So it's been going on for so long, but apparently because of like other like interactions with other gases and stuff, because there are like other layers and things happening, it has been growing smaller apparently. So who knows, in like a few decades or centuries, people might look at Jupiter and the storm might be gone.
480
No eye on
kilometers per
Jupiter.
hour, NASA's Galileo
It's like
probe
iconic.
entered Jupiter's
It
atmosphere
won't
in
be there.
1995 and transmitted data for only 58 minutes before being destroyed by pressure. Deeper within the planet, pressure and temperature increase rapidly.
Yep.
Hydrogen transforms into a metallic liquid state, which is electrically conductive. The core's temperature is estimated to be 24,000 degrees Celsius, almost 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. Jupiter's storms, including the Great Red Spot, are massive and centuries old. No spacecraft or human could survive beyond the upper atmosphere. Saturn. Saturn is the second largest planet, primarily made of hydrogen and helium. It is known for its spectacular rings, which consist of ice, rock, and dust particles.
Wasn't there a
The planet has
theory? Wasn't there a
100
theory that Earth used to have rings like Saturn?
46 moons, and
And
navigating
didn't
through
look
its
much
system
into it.
would require extreme precision to avoid collisions. Winds on Saturn reach speeds of 1,800 kilometers.
Also, there's a fact that the average density of Saturn is less than water. Something that I remember reading is that imagine you take Saturn as is. Like forget all the other things, all the other laws and all the possibilities. You just take Saturn and you put it in like a big tub of water. It would float because the average density is less than water. Something. I don't know the exact wording, but
fastest in the solar system. At the poles, the planet exhibits a massive hexagonal storm system visible from space. Temperatures in the upper atmosphere drop to minus 250 degrees Celsius, but deeper layers are warmer, around 0 degrees Celsius. As pressure increases,
warmer in the
gases
middle
cool
0
into
degrees
a liquid
Celsius.
state, forming a transition between gas and liquid hydrogen. Near the core, the temperature rises to 11,700 degrees Celsius, and pressure becomes over 1,000 times that of Earth's atmosphere.
Oof.
The core is thought to be rocky and metallic, roughly 10 times the size of Earth.
Thought to be because we haven't been able to get a probe in there.
This environment is extremely hostile to life or machinery.
Yep.
Uranus. Uranus is an ice giant, and the only planet that rotates
Also, the butt of so many jokes, man. I don't know who came up with this name, but
on its side, tilted by about 98 degrees. A single day.
This is so weird, though. Like, I think Uranus and does Neptune also do this? Vertical rotation. I don't know exactly what caused it, but one of the theories that I remember seeing was they used to be like normal planets that used to like rotate horizontally, but something basically crashed into them and knocked them off course. So basically, because of that force, they became vertical and they're slowly getting horizontal again. But the moment is so slow that it's going to take a long time for it to happen or something. I don't know. I'm not saying that is the right information. I'm saying that is one of the theories I remember reading somewhere.
Earth hours, while a full orbit around the sun takes 84 Earth years. Its atmosphere is composed mainly of hydrogen, helium, and methane, giving it a pale
Hydrogen and helium are everywhere in the universe, dude.
Planet in the solar system.
One of the first elements to form.
120 degrees Celsius. The upper layers are extremely cold, but deeper within, pressure creates heat and strange chemical reactions. The planet experiences diamond rain, where carbon atoms compress under pressure and form solid diamonds that fall toward the core. Wind speeds can reach 900 kilometers per hour, and the pressure at lower levels is about 100 times greater than on Earth. No solid surface exists, only a gradual transition from gas to dense fluids. The toxic atmosphere.
No, in theory, there exist hydroplanets, which are basically planets which are like entirely water, which we'll bring it up after this. I'll show you a video. It's like a really good video from Melody Sheep. It's one of my favorite channels of all time.
Neptune is the farthest planet from the sun, about 4.5 billion kilometers away. It is similar in composition to Uranus, made primarily of hydrogen, helium, and methane. Temperatures in the upper atmosphere are around minus 220 degrees Celsius, while deeper layers reach 7,000 degrees Celsius due to internal pressure. Neptune experiences the fastest winds in the solar system, reaching 2,000 kilometers per hour.
But they didn't tell us how we would die, though. They're just telling us planet conditions. It says how you would die, but it's just planet facts.
Neptune also experiences diamond rain as methane breaks down under pressure. Despite its distance from the sun,
false advertising.
it emits more heat than it receives, suggesting an active and hot interior. The planet's magnetic field is tilted and offset from its center, creating unusual patterns of auroras near the poles. Neptune's
That's
overall
interesting.
structure consists of an icy mantle, a superheated ocean-like
Yo, how's
layer,
it going? How's it going, Vasco? Thanks for dropping
it
in.
remains one of the most mysterious.
Hmm. False advertising, I would say. It says how you die, but didn't say anything about how I would die. Just uh, a bunch of planet facts, which I know already. So